Computer. Okay, it's gone. We're back.
Wow. It's been so long. Actually, it hasn't been so long. We filmed an episode 2 weeks ago, but somebody couldn't upload it. So,
I don't know what was going on. But whatever. Like, it wasn't even that good of an episode, so like, whatever. Actually, no, we did talk about something that was interesting, and I can't remember what that was.
I don't remember talking. Well, we talked about finals, but
Yeah.
that was kind of interesting.
Oh, we talked about that paper we read in Cognition about
Oh, yeah.
like artifacts and tools and shit, which I really liked.
Sure. Wait, but in the last episode, I said that I was sorry for eating a banana, so I would like to relay that again. That I apologize to anyone who was uncomfortable with me eating a banana on screen. I will not do it again.
Good enough.
We got some complaints last time, so I had
Is
to
that one person?
apologize.
Anyway,
Anyway,
we're also both a year older now.
year one. Oh wait, we didn't even say. Hey folks, and welcome back to Elements to Analyze with
Evan
and Leah. We are finished with year one. I'm so happy. I can't even.
You're that, like, which part of it? Like, to be done with finals or to be done with the year?
I'm happy to be done with, like, yeah, I mean, just the year. I feel like, yeah, definitely done with finals, but I'm kind of just ready to just move on, you know? Like, I'm no longer a first year. See, this is why you shouldn't eat, because you can't even talk, Kevin.
I'm just like, yeah, I really feel that too, Leo. Yeah, I guess there is a negative thing. I don't know what just the word first year, you're just like, ugh, like, yeah, it just has a negative connotation to it. But when you think about it, the second year is the hardest, and that's
yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, so reflections. We want to take this time to reflect on our year. So, Kevin, have there been any things within the year that you would change or things that you would not change about how this year went?
I don't know. I'm really bad at this because I don't usually look back on things.
You cut your hair.
I did. Yeah. Got fresh
This
for it.
morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is that funny? What's funny about
it? It looks good.
I'm really, I have a hard time looking back on things and be like, oh, I wish blank or whatever. But maybe something I was thinking of is I developed a pretty good sense in the second semester that like classes don't matter that much. And I almost wish I had done that in the first semester.
Why? Like, were you overwhelmed in the first semester?
I just felt like I put too much, but maybe it was good. Like I felt like, so I think first semester I felt a lot more like a student than I did this semester, which was odd. And I kind of liked it this way because, yeah, I think that aspect was nice. Maybe that was because of the whole COVID thing though, that we went to online. So therefore it didn't feel like, oh, you're a student as much.
Right.
I definitely lost that.
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff I think it was because I'm in my older years that I was just like, okay, let's go. Like, I don't, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that for you it was probably, so, okay, that's my question for you. Do you view this as just a continuation of undergrad, or do you see it as like very separate? I'm proud of that question.
Ooh, that is a good question. I feel like I've never known anything other than being in school.
Mm-hmm.
So I have nothing to compare it to other than the fact that I've just been in school. So it's like the mindset of classes, doing your homework, studying, exams. And then on top of that, you have some extra activities like teaching or whatnot. Like, it's like undergrad, but just amplified a little bit, but it's also more relaxed in a way.
So, like it felt continuous almost?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I mean, this is probably one of my regrets, but like I feel like I just haven't experienced anything else other than school all the time. So it's like, I mean, even within this past semester, I was getting really tired of school. Like just like being in that constant cycle of class, homework, study, class, homework, study. Like just that constant cycle of always having to be on all the time. Like I was getting sick of it. But um I think this has been true. Like I always get so tired near the end of the year,
Yeah.
and then I get like pumped back up again. So I mean, I wouldn't say I see it as a continuation. It's just like I just don't know anything else, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That's probably for me what was the hardest is that I felt like I had to give up the normal life that I used to have
Right. Right.
because I was so used to after 5 or 6 p.m. like I'm done. Like I don't have to do anything. I could choose to, like I would choose to do work, or when I was teaching I would grade or something that I might have to do, but I
Yeah.
didn't need to and I just could not. And it was weird for me to have to feel like I had to go back to, oh, like homework is nighttime thing and school.
Right.
Yeah. So that was, I guess, difficult. And I think maybe that's
Like,
with the classes is I didn't want to do that. Like I didn't want to let go of real life. And
yeah.
so,
Because I think um we I think it's very doable to like once we're finished with classes and whatnot, I think it's very doable to not do research past 5 p.m.
yeah.
and on the weekends, if we make that happen. But with classes, like you almost have to always work at night because like your daytime is set aside for research and teaching and going to class, and then you just have to study and you have to do work, and it's exhausting. But I think that there's really no way around it.
Yeah, and we were talking, was it yesterday or the other day, and you mentioned about the first 2 years and how that's the hardest. And I really thought about that. I was like, oh yeah, it totally is. And it's just because you have so many more roles than you do when you're a third or fourth or fifth year, and
Exactly.
it's just annoying. Like,
Yeah.
like it's because we're our three different roles, right? Teaching, taking classes, and doing research, and that's a lot for sure. So
It's definitely a lot. But yeah, would you change anything about the first year?
maybe go somewhere else. No, I'm kidding.
Well, besides like your mindset of classes,
Be-
is there anything?
Being younger would be a change. I think if I was younger. No, actually, I think I've kind of forgotten the fact that I'm older within the group, except for you, bringing it up all the time. But I don't think there was
Pretty obvious.
no.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I think it was fine, right? I don't think I would. I'm glad I joined early. Like I'm glad I got through that because I think
Yeah.
that was something that was weird in the beginning, especially me with the rest of the cohort, is that I felt removed because I skipped rotations and just like things like that. It was compounded on the fact that it was weird. Um, so, did you just sneeze?
Yeah, and then I blessed myself.
Right. Did you look up for that? Yeah, but I don't think I would change that because I do still have this mindset of I don't want to say get in, get out, but kind of that. Like it's kind of that of just like I would rather do things to speed it up than not.
Right. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to spend more time here than they have to.
I think, but I think when you get to the end, you kind of think that you're like, oh shit, because that's when you start real life, right? Is after
Yeah.
that can be definitely daunting. But
Oh, yikes.
what would you change?
I don't know if I would change anything big. Like, I think that super happy with the group I chose. Like, it was a really hard decision for me, to like choose between these two groups. I loved both of them so much, but I'm very happy with the group I chose.
You went for the hotter one, and here we are.
The battier one. I'm very happy with just like the way things worked out in terms of research. Like I can't say enough good things about Johnny's role in our group. Like we have a postdoc in our group, which I think is so incredibly helpful. Like every group needs to have a postdoc because like he has just gone above and beyond to help us out. Like I feel like I've learned more from him than anyone else.
Yeah.
And so super grateful about that. Grateful for the other members in our team. Like obviously Nicole Becker's amazing. I think I would try not to like get so worked up in terms of like, I don't like this environment of academia, like, because it's all I've known. So it's like all that I tend to think about all the time. And so I think that I would try to remove myself a little bit from it, you know, like in terms of, you know, because like all my friends are still in that environment. So it's really nice because we can talk about everything that happens. Yeah. But I think, you know, it's nice to know people who have nothing to do with academia, you know, because like they just bring a different perspective. But yeah, I think like overall, even though this year like definitely like tested me, you know, I don't think I would, like, I have no regrets other than the fact that, you know, like I did jump into this like right after undergrad, right? But like I'm here now, so I'm making the most of it. Like I think it all has to do with like how you manage your decisions, you know. Like I could have been like, oh my god, I hate this, I'm gonna drop out and then I'll come back later. But like I think it's all, and I think we can all relate, like it's really just how you manage the decision, because grad school is a really hard decision and it's a hard lifestyle to go through, especially if you've known a different lifestyle before this, you know. So it's like hard to just be a student all the time, like, and just be on. But I don't know, I feel like if I could just change one thing, it really would just be to open up my mind about like academia is not the only thing that matters in life, you know. So
Respect.
Yeah, but I think I have I over the past few weeks especially, I've started to realize that, and it's just like a matter of you managing where you are now. So is that a drill?
The lighter.
Do we want to try the lighter thing?
Oh yeah. Don't even bring it up. No, I wanted to turn on my candle.
Okay. But yeah. What? What?
You go. Mine's completely unrelated to the night.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I don't have any regrets. I do wish that Iowa was a little closer to some cooler things. Yeah. Like, it's really, really hard to travel because we're really not close to a lot. And like people say like, oh, Iowa's 3 hours from Chicago, 4 hours from Minneapolis, this like from St. Louis. But it's like, okay, that's fine, but you know,
that's not what you want. You want nature.
Yeah, like, and I really wish that we were a little bit closer to like mountains or something like that, but that's okay, you know?
Yeah. Sorry. I think something I realized when I moved to Qatar was the whole, like, the nature matters more than I expected.
Really?
To an extent. I think I got used to it after a while, but like especially in the beginning I felt it. So I think that maybe that could help, is that I felt it most the first year I was there, and then when I came back the second year I was like, oh, you know, you figure out what your day-to-day life is without it, and then now you're just kind of more used to that, which is sad that you have to zero it out, but I think that's the way that like any adjustment period goes, is that on average is going to suck the most for the first 6 to 10 to 12 months, right? But then at that point, you've kind of figured out your routine. You figured out what your life is like in this new place.
Yeah.
I think that'll be nice. Like, that's what will be great about this summer. Granted, who knows what this summer is going to look like given things closed down or being open or whatever. But I think it'll be nice to be here in the summer.
For sure.
Having a foothold on the place and being able to learn, like having the comfort and then therefore branching out, doing other things. Go to like Solon, or, you know, go to stuff like that.
No, that's so true. I think that's really important to realize too, is that like we have this time now to explore more of what we missed during the year. especially because a huge chunk of our year or our time here has been just cold tundra. So it's like we finally can kind of get out. And I mean, Iowa, like it has some nice places. Like I don't hate it.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, that place we went to in the fall where
Pikes Peak.
was that what it was called? Pikes Peak? That was a
Kelly.
beautiful area. Like, and that was hours just about.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I heard like things that are kind of in the northeastern part of Iowa are like very beautiful, kind of where the Mississippi kind of meets. I don't know really what it does, but I heard it's pretty, but it's just gonna take some time to. You're not gonna see the Tetons or the Rocky Mountains, but we have the Iowa River, and she's beautiful.
Yeah, Iowa. Yeah, I think with that, what I would say for all you listening out there that are gonna go
The billions of fans we have.
I think to make a decision in the first year, I don't want to use the word mistake, but I would encourage wait it out, because I think for any sort of change in something, the first year is going to be the hardest transition, and it's a more of a emotionally packed time to make a big decision and be like, oh, I hate this because the first 3 months is awful, right?
Yeah.
My suggestion, especially for something as tenuous as grad school.
Totally. Yeah. I think it's like it's hard. Like it's hard, so it's very easy to kind of be like, oh, like it's so hard. But I think you're right. I think you just kind of gotta, unless you truly hate it and you're truly unhappy and wanting to not be here. But I do think it's something that we're gonna push through, persevere, and
I totally used the word in the wrong context.
what?
Grad school is not tenuous. I looked up the exact meaning of tenuous. It's not at all.
What does it mean?
It said very slight or weak. So, which I thought something was like a tenuous process. So something as.
You mean tenacious?
No, I didn't mean tenacious. But thanks. Very something. Okay, what's grad school? It's a very trying. Let's go with that. A very trying thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you know what I would have done? I would have stuck with therapy. That's what I would have done if I had to change something. I would have just stayed with it, and instead of stopping, and now I'm starting over again. But
yeah, I think same thing with that too. Like that goes through an adjustment where you're like, oh, is there really a point? But it's more to have it in the times that you're really going to need it.
Right. That's so true. That's true. I also think I want to read more. I think I should have read some more during the year,
Maybe you should read that Habit book finally.
I brought it to the park yesterday.
And
I ended up just sitting in the park and just watching people. I decided I'm always like, oh my gosh, I can do work in the park, and it just never happens.
Yeah, you've mentioned it a couple times. I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. But
unless it's very, very basic work, stuff that I can just like
emails. I think that's a good one. If you have emails, you're like, I might as well do this outside.
Mm-hmm. Or my daily writing, Are you excited for our daily writing this summer?
What's wrong with that?
I think that it's going to be really fun.
Actually, I guess it does make sense because we do have stuff to start writing. So
yeah,
I think getting a head start on comps is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm going to go scope out later, I think, where we can go for our daily writing. Because Johnny doesn't have a car, so we should find somewhere over there.
No, that's a good idea. Big J.
Cool.
About the year of Leo. What are some highlights? Maybe it doesn't have to be all sad of it was.
My highlights were obviously meeting the people who I'm best friends with now. So Kevin, Megan, Shelly. Shout out to people like Andrea and Maddie and Scott, who are great to work with TAs. A lot of the first years just gave a lot of great support. I think we had a good cohort. like obviously, like honestly, I think like my biggest highlight is like joining the Becker group, because like that's where I get a lot of joy from. Voyagers National Park. Actually, you know what's funny? I actually wrote a list of things that I accomplished in my first year. Here. Henry. Henry was a big one. Kevin and I submitted 2 papers in our first year, which was really exciting. We're authors on them. We're not first authors, but that's like very rare, I feel like.
Wait, now I'm trying to think about like what I accomplished. I don't think.
This was the first time we ever taught remotely, and I think it went pretty well. This was my first apartment, so that was exciting. I became a big sister. Hashtag Pete 2020 rip. Yeah, and then there's just some other like more personal ones. But yeah, I think like those are some highlights. Like honestly, like when I look back at my first year, I think about the great research group that I joined, but also like the main thing I think about is like cooking dinner with you and Shelly and Megan on a Friday night and like just hanging out. And that was really what was meaningful. Thanks, Leah. You too. Oh, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, that's all. What I accomplished, and I can't think of anything. I finally used my kid. I don't know what I did. I read more. I don't. Oh, okay. Here's one tangible. This is a smart highlight. Is I didn't want to lose reading as fun because we read so much stuff for school and research that I was afraid I would therefore be like, oh, I'm like, I can't, like, I don't want to read more. But I think I did a good job of continually reading on top of. I made a,
yeah, you did make that a really good goal, and you stuck to it, which was nice. Don't.
That's all I got. I don't know what else I didn't do.
No, but I think like overall, like a lot of the things that I mentioned are.
I don't know if I'd say that for both of us, but
like you.
No, I will. I guess too. Also, like thinking. I think the mindset with which I came into this place with, I am glad.
Like a negative Nelly.
Yes. No, and not that.
Yeah, I know.
The general healing process of hearts, just that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Given where I was, I think I am grateful and happy of the 3 very close friends I've made this year.
Yeah, totally. I really like don't know where I would be if like I hadn't formed these relationships. And I think that's so important. Like when you start a new chapter, like you have to find people who you can really trust, and it's not easy. Like Kevin was so mean to me when we first met. Let's not forget.
What did I do? But you're just mad because you think
you don't even remember.
You, Kevin. I mean, Leah.
Yeah, you didn't even ask me what I like to do for fun.
I did.
You don't even remember.
I do. I know what shirt I was wearing. I know what room I was in. I know who I was sitting next to. And yeah.
Whatever. Well, anyway, so should we announce our big announcement now?
That Hamilton is coming out on Disney Plus on July 3rd.
That's true. Kevin's very excited.
Almost cried when I saw that. I also was like, it said it was dropping early, and I was like, that's in fucking 2 months, dropping early. But then it said originally it was supposed to drop in like 2021 or some crap. So I was like,
oh my god, can you imagine? You would have to wait a year.
But here's the thing though, is I didn't know that was gonna happen at all.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. I knew that I'd heard that they filmed it or whatever, but I had no expectations. So this is an interesting thought process, right? Like I had absolutely no expectations, and then they come out with it, but it's still farther away than I want it to be necessarily. So I'm just like 2 days ago, I didn't know it existed, but now that it exists and is longer than I want it to be, I'm sad. Isn't that weird? Isn't that a weird thing to think about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what's our real big?
Dang.
Are you really thinking about
Yeah.
that? There was a comedian skit about like Wi-Fi. It was a few years ago when Wi-Fi started being on planes.
Yes.
He was like, I was on the plane and everything's normal. Planes are great, whatever. And they announced like, oh, sorry, the Wi-Fi. Like they announced that they had Wi-Fi, and then it went out. Like it started working for like 5 minutes, and then it just like, I don't know, they hit turbulence or something, and it stops. And the guy was like, this fucking sucks. And the comedian was like, you didn't know it existed 10 minutes ago. And now you're mad that it's gone. The idea of like, it's your brain can so quickly just be like, you can rearrange your expectations so fast.
That's so true. Oh my God, that's so true.
So maybe
Wow.
that's the bigger lesson right there is.
Yeah.
That's a completely incredibly difficult thing. Managing expectations, like everyone's like, oh, just manage your expectations. Like, oh, okay, let me just do that. Like, what does that mean? Just
That could be a whole topic on its own. Yeah. That's why, you know what, you just gotta have low expectations for everything, and then you'll never be disappointed.
Or in Parasite, wasn't he like, the kid was always like, Dad, what's the plan? He's like, we don't have any plan, and that's the best plan you could have.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was one of my highlights. That movie. Oh, that's so good.
So my high school friends, did I tell you this? We did like, my one friend Rob was like, not that Rob was like, oh, we should all watch it. So we all watched it, and then we had like a debrief afterwards. Like we zoomed and chatted about like all of our Parasite. It was so fun.
Did they like it?
Yeah, everyone like obviously was mad, but Rocco was like, nah, like he was like, I really
No.
he's like the biggest critic in some sense. It's weird because he kept being like, oh, I didn't like this part and this part and blah 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 blah. But then at the end he'd be like, yeah, I thought it was a good movie, and we're like, what do you mean? You ripped it to pieces? But he's like, yeah, I think it was a good movie though. But anyhow, no, it's not that. That was.
That's one of the best movies I've ever seen in my whole life. Then again, I like don't really watch movies, so. Okay, should we have our big announcement now?
Time. I don't know how long. They should put like a little clock on this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been over the time that I expected us to talk, but it's fine. Okay, you can go ahead and send the link.
I did.
But so we are gonna have our first guests on the podcast today, our best friends Shelly and Megan, and I think it really wraps up kind of like this year of having like two very, very, very important people on the podcast. And Shelly is in what?
Shelly doesn't have a Mac, so like if
Oh.
we're in a message. Dang it, Shelly. Wait.
Just give the meeting ID.
That's a pretty good idea right there.
Anyway, so they're gonna come on here. So Shelly is in the music department, and Megan's in the chemistry department as well.
Okay, cool.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm bad.
Oh my God! Hey.
Hey, Megan!
A long time no see.
Oh my gosh! Everyone, Megan. This is Megan Poles. She's amazing.
Megan, I really think you need to start opening up your blinds.
Opening my what?
Here comes Shelly!
Hello.
Oh, this is amazing. Oh, we're all together.
We're just gonna cry for the next 5 minutes.
I know. We were just reflecting, and I was like, I think it's really important that we have, like the two of the most important people who we've met so far here on our podcast. So here they are.
Hello.
Actually, I don't know.
This is all Leah. This is her idea, so it's all you.
So these are our first guests.
Well, thank you for having us.
That was so cute. Okay. So, we were just like talking about like lessons that we've learned, anything that we would change or not change, highlights of our time here so far. So I don't know, like if you guys want to jump in, maybe we'll start with Shelly, like because Shelly's in a different, no, because she's in a different department. So like I think, yeah, fuck Megan.
Oh my gosh, should I leave now? Okay, let's hear it from Shelly.
Can you repeat the question?
Like anything. So okay, well first of all, can you start with like what program you're in, and I kind of already told them, but and then like just I don't know, maybe like 2 highlights and then 1 thing that you might change.
Okay. So I'm getting my master's in music therapy. Highlights of the program. I think one of the highlights of the program for me was when we took a day as our like TA team and went to the Capitol in Des Moines to do some lobbying for music therapy advocacy. Hill Day. We had a bill that got passed through the House and is waiting to go to the Senate floor. So we spent the day like calling out the senators from session and talking to them about the bill and trying to get their support. It was really cool because I've been a board certified music therapist for 5 years now, and I've never gone to a Hill Day. I've never done anything kind of with like legislative advocacy. So it's just exciting to meet some of the senators and to meet my senators too and representatives. It's pretty cool.
That's so fun. Yeah, I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I remember you came back and you're like, oh, I was in Des Moines yesterday. I was like,
Yeah, it was really cool. And I mean, I don't know if the bill is on the floor yet. I think things probably are a little bit crazy right now for them, but
Probably.
hopefully they vote yes on HR. I honestly don't remember the numbers. For music therapy title protection in the state of Iowa. Yeah, and then another highlight, I guess we have like, so I supervise students in their clinical work as my TA requirements. And I had some students who had a really bad session the first week of this semester. And it was kind of like just everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. But then after that, they were able to like really pick up the pieces and do really well. So I just saw immense growth in them. And it was just really rewarding to kind of support them in that journey. And now one just graduated, is going to internship, and the other has another semester, but it was just really fun to kind of watch them and support them along that. So.
Aww. Woo! Yay.
you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
And then
What?
one thing I would change, right?
Oh wait, I think I cut out for a second. Kevin, what did you say?
Oh, it was a joke. I think it's too late now. It was a joke. So
Oh, damn it. Well, I thought it was interesting because like Shelly's highlights are so different from ours, you know, like from what we do in chemistry. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, anything that you
I also went to a C-Series aerosols presentation. That was I learned all about chemistry. You know.
Anything you would change or like just a lesson?
I mean, like if I could get rid of coronavirus, I would.
That's a
That
good one.
definitely threw a wrench in things. I did not like going online very much. I had to basically completely change my research, so that was pretty intense. But I guess just be open to new possibilities because it hopefully led me to a better project. So we'll see. But I do miss being in person with everybody.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. But you know what? We made the best of it, I feel like.
hey, man.
Megan!
Hey,
Okay, Megan, do you want to introduce yourself?
sure. You before I introduce myself, what do you call your audience? Like, how do you address them?
All 23 members.
You call them like analyzers?
Oh, wait, we forgot the most important part. Everyone, Shelly's the one who came up with the title of our podcast.
I did. Because I was making fun of them in chemistry.
It's true. I think we've just been calling them our audience.
Your audience?
Yeah.
Hey guys, or like.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Oh, no, we say folks. We say, hey, folks.
Oh, okay.
Gender neutral.
Yeah.
Good.
Never used the word folks in my entire life.
Okay. Well, hello, folks. I'm Megan. Do I say my last name?
You don't have to. I'll look
Okay.
at the thing now that I think about it, but whatever.
It's in there in the video.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,
Let me out of the 20.
I'm going to leave a little mystery for everyone, but. So I'm Megan. I am a first year. Well, technically, it's the first year's over, so I don't know if I can call myself that anymore. I'm in the chem program with Leah and Kevin as well. So what else do I say?
All right, were you even listening? Have you been here for the past 10 minutes?
I wasn't listening.
But I guess I'm not really great with introductions.
No, that's okay. That was perfect.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Well-
Megan, do you have any highlights from the year? Or you can start with like something you would change, or I don't know, a lesson you learned.
So I think like maybe I should start with like the lesson,
Okay.
because grad school has been like a huge like journey for me, I feel like, so far. And that's because I feel like I've learned so much about myself in like the whole year that I've been here. And I think one main thing that I learned was that I drink too much coffee, for sure. And the bigger thing I learned though was that I have so much growing to do. Like, I have done school for obviously my whole life, right? And I've always like worked and gone to school. So like going to school and like not, I guess I should say like commuted and went to school. So like I never like had like a school life, you know what I mean? So it's been like really different for me. And like having like you guys as a group of friends, I guess, has been
Kevin, shut the fuck up.
Oh, this is an R-rated podcast?
Kevin smiles like that. I just cannot.
I don't know. It's just like, it's different. I'm like not used to like having people at school. I just like would go to school and like leave. And now this is like different for me because I have relationships to focus on at school too, besides just like schoolwork. So it's different. It's like not something I'm used to, and it's something that I have to like really I guess learn how to do.
I have a question.
That
Did
weird.
you expect that when you came in? Like, did you recognize that that was going to be something you'd have to deal with?
Did I realize it was something I would have to deal with?
Beforehand, like knowing that it was going to be like this now, did you expect it, or was it like after you got here, like, oh, this
No,
is
I didn't expect it. I honestly had no idea what to expect coming here. I really didn't. So,
wait, you've right?
what?
Came for a visit?
I did come for a visit, yeah.
Yeah, we were there together.
Oh, I guess I did. Shelly's the only one who didn't then. Okay.
I didn't even know what school she was going to.
Oh, yeah, because Shelly, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, yesterday Shelly said it's just the yellow one, right? The yellow one.
That's how I remembered.
Now she's like, go Hawks for life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fight song. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
Still the
point.
yellow one, though.
It is. But isn't it goal? there's like a name for it, isn't there? Like
Is there?
Gold. Yeah.
one of those things where like, oh, it's that. You can't just say, you know, you feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Is it like, do you think if Hawk Eye Gold had to be a Crayola crayon color, like it would have its own name?
Exactly, like that kind of thing. They're like, oh, it's not just yellow, guys. It's like turquoise,
Hawkeye.
something.
Yeah.
Hawkeye gold. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a really good point, Megan, that you brought up. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was a good answer, but
Okay, what was the best thing about it?
You get Duncan?
I did.
Do the like? Isn't there like on the first day of summer or something they do 99-cent iced coffees?
They used to do it like every afternoon.
It is.
Happy hour.
Yeah, it's still going on. It's not 99 cents anymore though, guys.
Um,
210.
210?
210, yeah.
Inflation.
I know.
Okay, what is like a highlight?
A highlight?
Yeah.
Being in Iowa or being in grad school?
Anything. Anything from the past year.
Just your whole life.
My whole life. So I feel like I don't know. I like all I want to say is like meeting you guys because I don't know. I'm trying to think. See, I had all these thoughts in my head of like what I was gonna say, and now they're like,
That's okay. It doesn't have to be like tangible. It could be like something that you realized within you, or like, I don't know, just any like good thing that came out of this like past year. Because it's been a hard year, you know. So like, what's something that was like positive, I guess.
okay, that's a good way to put it. Still drawing a blank. I guess I would say how I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Shelly had her points all ready to go. We should have had Megan go first.
Yeah, that's okay. I think Shelly was really ready for it. Here I am, just like
Too many great things that happened that you can't think of.
That's the issue. I don't think.
too many great things. I think it was just,
Maybe.
what?
What'd you say? Sorry.
I don't know. Wait, what was? I want to know what your guys' things were. I wish I was there when you.
Oh, I mean, I was just saying, meeting you guys, I don't know, like, getting a little sister, just like some random thing, like joining my research group. Henry, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just like little things like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything big.
What about that pizza Kevin made? That was a pretty good highlight. I'm just like thinking about all the food.
Yeah. We could have a whole podcast episode about all Kevin's
Did I
or
make?
all of our food. Well, you guys' food.
What?
I'm gonna make a pizza.
The deep dish at Megan's.
That was good.
Oh yeah.
That was good. I don't think the sausage was cooked though.
No, ours was.
We'll make it vegetarian next time.
I think we should. None of
All right, Megan, you're still up.
Oh goodness gracious. Okay. So it's the highlight you said?
Yeah, or just something good, you know.
So I think it was probably being met with the fact that I joined a different research group than I had expected. Because I imagined grad school, well, so I guess I didn't know what to expect in terms of like the people I would meet and how my social life would go. But I did have a like preconceived notion of how my research was going to go. I was like, oh, like I'm going to join this group, this, and this. And it went the complete opposite way. So when I look back at that, I feel like I realized that that's probably going to happen like a lot more times in my life, right? And instead of being discouraged by that, I think I looked at like the lesson behind it and maybe like why it was happening. And yeah, so here I am.
The battiest baddie there ever was.
I think that speaks a lot for like we're always, especially in these like big life transitions, like we come up with some sort of expectations, but like 99% of the time it's not going to go the exact way we think, but it's how you manage that really matters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that was a huge thing for me because I think I can't say I wanted to be discouraged because who like wants to be discouraged, right? But I don't know, when you like meet those situations with positivity, like it just makes it all the better.
Because it's so easy to just be like negative Nelly about it and complain about it and just like give up. Like that's the easy way.
Right.
But the hard way is to like persevere through it. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. So now I'm in the, wait, do you guys say your research group's name? Like, do people know?
Yeah, we talk about Nicole Becker.
Okay. Cool.
Did she know you talk about her?
She knows we have a podcast, but like I don't think she would ever listen.
Is she going to be the guest next week?
I don't think she would say yes.
The G-rated.
I don't have time to go through and like bleep out. I'm not doing that. I don't know. Like my mom can.
Really? I think you should.
No, it's definitely not. There's no way I'm doing that, Megan. Do you want to do it? I'll pay you $5 an episode.
How many episodes do you guys have?
I think this is number 12.
Yeah, 12 or 13.
We like, or it's like it's technically 13 because we did one last week, but Kevin had technical difficulties. So.
I just couldn't figure it out. I guess that's technical.
But my Wi-Fi did go out in the middle, so it like.
Yeah, and you know it's just fine.
Woo! Well, thanks for sharing, guys. That was so exciting.
Yeah, we just thought it'd be good to have because I think, as Leah also mentioned, that this year would not have been what it was without you guys. Obviously, I think we all recognize that. This was just a way.
Isn't it crazy to think like? Sorry.
No, I think I was done, so that kind of worked out.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, isn't it crazy how like the littlest thing could have gone differently, and we might not have crossed paths.
I think about that a lot, actually, because like if I hadn't seen you at the bus stop that day, Leah, then like I don't know if I would have ended up friends with you all.
Right? Isn't that so, like it like makes me want to cry because thinking about like I don't know if I hadn't like so Shelly and I met because we were like put in contact by a mutual friend or whatever, a mutual friend, and then I like didn't want to go by myself, so I asked Kevin to come. If he had said no, like who knows if like I would have even had introduced Kevin to Shelly and then Megan to Shelly, you know, like and again like if Shelly hadn't told me what bus stop to get off at.
No, you were thinking about that. I was thinking about that I saw you waiting and then gave you a ride because after we first met, we didn't really hang out. And then you were like, oh, do you want to come to, I think you invited me to Kevin's actually.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. Well, because that was the second time, right? Because we had seen each other on the bus, and it would have been the first time we saw each other since that dinner.
I thought it was. No, I thought it was.
What was?
The first time we saw each other since that dinner.
Yeah, and then you told me which bus stop to get off at because I couldn't remember. And then we walked, and we were trying to find that like cut through by our apartment so I could get home faster.
And then the next time I saw you was when I gave you a ride?
Yeah.
In the morning?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah.
Six in one, half a dozen in the other.
And oh my God, can you imagine if like, Megan, do you remember when we went to Poncheros?
I do.
And we saw the watermelon helmet?
Yeah.
What's a watermelon helmet? Is it just half a watermelon on your head?
It was a bike helmet that looked like a watermelon, so it looks like you're wearing a watermelon. It was the funniest thing I ever seen my whole life.
For this entire, granted it's been a day since I've known about this watermelon helmet. All I've pictured is that some crazy guy cut a watermelon in half, scooped out the inside, and then just used the shell as a helmet.
Oh my gosh.
Poncheros. The same day. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. That helps a lot.
So yeah, good first year. I think overall, definitely faced some hardships, but I think overall it was a good first year. First and last. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That would be wild.
Is that it? What should we do now? Should we just like end it or should
Should we like sign off, say bye, and then you guys keep talking?
Good idea. So that's all her. That's
Well, maybe you guys sign off and then we'll do our outro.
Okay.
Well,
Bye.
thank you guys for joining.
Bye.
Love you guys. See you later.
See ya.
Bye. Have fun.
what if she couldn't figure out how to like get out and she was just stuck there?
Oh, well, that was cute. I think that was important to show just like different people's perspectives,
I think
we all-
male friends. I think that's what I determined is that
What?
I think I need more male friends is kind of what I determined from this.
Yeah, but didn't you kind of like decide that you have your solid set of male friends and they're so like ride or die that you don't even like,
Wait, phrase ride or die? Is that a common phrase?
yeah, I say that to my friends all the time.
I didn't know it existed.
Like, oh, you are my ride or die girl. Yeah.
I had no idea because they brought it up on the podcast I listened to and so you'll appreciate this context. So here's the context. You're married, right? So you're trying to figure out if your husband
I'm
/
married to
Big E. So you're trying to figure out if your spouse is ride or die. Like so you have to create a situation to find out if they're ride or die. So the situation was they.
Wait.
I shouldn't talk about it. I'll tell it off camera. It's better off camera. Okay. Anyway.
Wait, Kevin, I realized that we didn't take a little photo for our. We have to ask them back.
No, I can play it. I can play the recording and I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
No, but it has to be a cute one.
I'll make it.
We have to ask them back.
No, please, God.
Please. Are you gonna throw a fit if I ask them back?
Can you picture me having a fit? Like, what does a fit look like from me?
I don't. Maybe they're doing something else now.
Okay, I'll just do it on the thing. Don't worry, it's fine. What if I just Photoshop smiles onto their faces?
Okay, well, if you can't get a good one, then we'll have to do one. So, say cheese.
Oh, like we're gonna have to do one. Oh, okay. Command. Okay. Okay, cool.
I think I looked at the wrong thing. Can you take another one?
This is going way too long, so we gotta sign off.
Yeah, it is going. It's probably over an hour now. Oops.
I don't think it's over an hour.
Oh no, we started at 3:10.
Oh yeah, this is a long episode. Really, why do we talk so much? Oof, okay.
Okay, well, we just want to say thank you for all of the support that you've shown us through the past year. We're not stopping though. Like, we're gonna keep going, and yeah, we really just appreciate it. Yeah.
Thanks to all those big fans out there.
Yeah, we really appreciate, like, the support just means so much. Knowing that we have at least 23 people listening every week, it really warms my heart.
It is great. All right, I'm gonna
Right.
stop recording because this is.
Wait, I gotta say, like, ba 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 da da ba da da ba ba da da.
Bye, folks.
Bye.